And good morning. How are you doing out there this morning? I guess it's still morning, I think. Let's see. What is the current time? Well, we're right on it, right at 12 o'clock. How are you doing? This is meteorologist Paul Mireles. Decided to talk about what you can expect as far as the weather is concerned. Looks pretty good out there, actually. Looks real good. Temperatures right now in the lower 80s, around 81 degrees. We've got 80 degrees over at Calaveras Lake, and just blue skies out there. So it looks fantastic. Hopefully you're having a good day, by the way. All right, what was the high yesterday? It was 87. 80 at Fredericksburg, that's a nice day, right? Also at Creasel Springs, temperature was around 90, and Cotulla about 91 degrees. Columbus, well over to our east, almost over to Houston. Their high temperature yesterday was 80, but you'll notice where it was a little drier out towards Del Rio. Temperature topped out at 92 yesterday. So what was the low this morning? Well, it got down to 53, and the reason we had a high of 87 and then a low way down around 53 is it was very dry, and we had really light winds this morning. Matter of fact, this is pretty cool temperatures for the end of April. This is the last day of April, and look at Fredericksburg, 44 degrees. Kerrville this morning got down to 43, really chilly there as well, and Floresville, Pleasanton down to around 49 degrees. So pretty chilly stuff. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say hi to everybody. Let's see, Kim, how are you doing? And I think that's Estefani. How are you doing? Alexandra, how are you? And Frank, how are you doing this morning? Barbara, hey, how are you? Yeah, I turned it down. Thanks, Barbara, for that. I really appreciate that. And Tina, how are you doing? By the way, there's not... These are weird times, of course. Hardly anybody here in the newsroom. I think we've done a really good job of sending people out and working from home. So since there's not much going on here, you might be able to hear the scanner back there in the back. If you're wondering what that is, that's what's happening. So, all right, so cool this morning. We got down to 53, but we are rebounding nicely because of dry conditions, light winds, lots of sunshine. Temperature already at 81 degrees at this noon hour. Kerrville's at 79, and Cotulla coming in at 85. Beeville also coming in at around 85 degrees. So really nice out there. As you would expect, the cooler temperatures are up in the hill country with a little elevation up towards Kerrville and Fredericksburg, and the warmer temperatures, of course, down to the south, down in the brush country, down at Cotulla and Creasel Springs 86. Crystal City, probably also in the mid-80s, and if you happen to be watching here on Facebook from Crystal City, how are you doing? Went down there and I was the Grand Marshal, I think, of what they call I think it was a Christmas parade, yeah. Good time there in Crystal City. Some good folks there. All right, winds, they're rather light, very light outside. If you're wondering, if you've walked outside and you're like, I wonder what the wind speeds are, it's got to be light. Well, right now at the airport, about 6 miles, Floresville is reporting calm conditions. Cotulla, I think, has got one of the strongest wind speeds at 9 miles per hour. Actually, Del Rio. Del Rio takes the cake right now. Their wind speed is coming in at about 12 miles per hour. Victoria at about 10. And you talk about dry. Later on this afternoon, I'm expecting those relative humidity values to be down to 20%. And remember, I've always said this, dry air cools very efficiently and also warms very efficiently. And so with 20% relative humidity, we're going to have no problem warming those temperatures right on up. Let's take a look at the surface map real quick. And by the way, we'll say hi. Amber, how are you doing this morning? And or this afternoon, I should say. Francis, how are you? And Lydia, Nicole, and... Charisse, beautiful name. Hi, how are you doing this morning? Hopefully, or this afternoon. Hopefully you're doing okay. Of course, you can tell I wake up at 1:30, so everything to me is morning. High pressure is in control. Really nice day, and that's why we're having such a nice day out there. Temperatures in the 80s across most of the state. Dallas-Fort Worth right now is at about 74. Okay, now it's time to give you the bad news. I gave you the good news. Beautiful day outside. Temperatures in the 80s. I think we'll top out at around 88 degrees today. Here's the bad news. The weather pattern is looking early summer-like. First day of summer isn't until latter part of June 21st, I think, this year, but the weather pattern is definitely turning this way. If you haven't lived in South Texas very long, when we have these upper-level ridges, that usually gives us very warm temperatures. And notice the jet stream is way to the north from Oregon through the northern plains and then going back through St. Louis over to Atlanta, way too far to the north to help us out as far as rainfall is concerned. So as we head into the weekend, it's not much of an upper-level ridge, but it's present and it will be there. And I think it's actually going to amplify a little bit as we head into Monday and Tuesday. So what does that mean for us as far as our weather? Well, if you lived in South Texas and we start putting this upper level high on the map, it's going to feel a lot like summer, and that's exactly where I think we're headed. We'll take a look at the 7-day here in just a minute. May not like the 7-day, but we're going to take a look anyway. All right, so high temperatures this afternoon will be around about 88 degrees for the high. And then tomorrow morning, I think we'll cool back down. We have a chance to cool back down to the upper 50s, somewhere around, see if I can find it. This computer model says 62. I think we'll probably get down to around 59, and then as we head through the day on Friday, should see a high temperature in the lower 90s, around 91. So it's going to be a hot day tomorrow, but it'll be dry, so not that bad. But here's where it gets bad. I was telling you about the upper level ridge. Not only that, but we're going to start to see more humidity increasing, and so by Saturday morning, we may have a little ground fog, definitely some cloud cover on Saturday morning, and then that's going to set the stage for us to really warm up over the weekend. We're going to have a lot of sunshine, but temperatures are definitely going to warm. So here we go. So 88 for a high today, 91 for a high tomorrow. Still relatively dry, not bad, but the humidity really starts cranking up Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures in the mid-90s, so I think with the humidity, probably will feel like about anywhere from 98 to 100. It's going to feel pretty hot this weekend. And then early next week, I think we'll hit 98, 99 because of that summer-like upper-level ridge Monday and Tuesday. And the humidity is going to come down a little bit, but still it's going to feel like about 100. So from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, hot. Now, you know we're getting close to summer when we have a cold front that will come in on Wednesday. It'll be early Wednesday. Slight chance for rain. That's the best we can do over the next 7 days. Very slight chance for rain. Matter of fact, we need some rain. We need it bad, but I just don't see much of a chance. But Wednesday, cold front comes in, and I think behind the front, we're still able to reach the lower 90s. So you know we're getting close to summer when that starts to happen, which is terrible. Lydia, hey, how are you doing? The heat is welcome as long as we don't have another thunderstorm. Oh, I know. You must live out west there, Lydia. It was really rough out there. And Mariah, how are you doing? And hey, how are you doing? And yep, the heat is coming. And yep, everybody's saying the heat is coming. It definitely is. And Robert, how are you doing today as well? So just wanted to break into Facebook here and YouTube and let you know what I thought the weather was going to be doing over the next 7 days. Hey, I want to remind you, though, that at 1 o'clock, try to do it sharp at 1 o'clock. Sometimes that's a little struggle, but I think we can do it at 1. At 1 o'clock, I'm going to be talking about cyclogenesis. Hold on. Don't let it scare you. And I know it's not going to be probably the most thrilling of subjects, but I'm going to try to make it simple and talk about areas of low pressure, basically, is what cyclogenesis is. Areas of low pressure developing, both extratropical and also tropical. We'll talk about both of those. So that's coming up with Cloudy with a Chance for Learning. That's at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, thanks for joining me, and we will see you at 1.